In this video, we're going to start by looking at how to build our first level. So we're going to use what's called a tile map to kind of place all of the elements that we need. So we'll start slow. This will probably be over a couple of videos. So here I am in Godot. If we scroll down on this panel until we find the level 1, let's just double click that to open up our level 1. Now all I've done in advance is I've just added this background image exactly the same as we use for the main menu, and it's just around this kind of area here, which is the default area for our game. If we press this play current scene, you'll notice that it is covered by that. Okay, so let's close this output window and let's begin. So we're going to start by just creating a tile map. Now you do need to make sure you've clicked on this top node, okay, the one that says level 1, and then we're just going to click into this plus button, and then we're going to start typing tile. Okay, once we've done that, we've got a load of options. The one we want is this one called tile map, so just double click that and it will add it to our scene, okay, directly below the background. The tile map is in, so make sure that's selected, and now we're going to come over to the options for the tile map. Now you'll notice one that says tile set. In order to import all of our images, we do need to make sure that we have a tile set up. So we're going to come down to this empty button where it says arrow. We're going to say new tile set. From here we have a tile set. We just have to do one more thing here. Where it says cell, we have to change it to the snapping size for our images. Now in advance, I already know that this is 70. So we're just going to change both of these here, size X and size Y, to 70, so that it's ready to take our images at the exact right size. Okay, so that's our tile map set up. Now we need to set up our folder for some more images. So what we're going to do is inside the images folder, we're going to create a new folder, okay? So I've selected the images folder and we'll say new folder. I'm going to call it grass tiles. Because there's so many tiles in this particular set, there's 18 in total, it does make sense to create a folder for them, otherwise your images folder does get a bit big. So press OK and you'll notice that I have this grass tiles. Now I've just selected it. Now I've gone ahead of time and I've downloaded all of the tiles from the Google Classroom. You will find that in the current Google Classroom, and they're currently in my downloads folder, exactly where yours will be. So I've just clicked on downloads. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all of these and I'm going to drag them in to this grass tile folder. Okay, give it a couple of seconds, just wind it open just to make sure they're all there, and you'll notice that they have all these little kind of things. Now because they're images, it is possible just to drag and drop them onto the scene. However, we don't want to do that. If we use a tile map, it allows us to actually paint all of these onto the scene eventually, okay, which is a lot better way of working. So let's go back to the tile map, and then let's come over to where it says tile set and just click on it, and it opens up the tile set, and this is where we're going to set up our tile map, okay. So what we need to do is import all of these grass images into this area here. I'm just going to do a few for you, but then you can do all the rest of it. It does take a little bit of time, but it is quite repetitive. So the first one I'm going to do is the grass top. So it's down here. So here it is, grass middle, sorry. I'm going to click it, I'm going to drag it into there, okay. The next one I'm going to do is grass left, and then grass right. Now the other ones I want are these hill ones, to show you how we can create a tile that goes uphill. I'm just going to create all 4 of these as well. So there's 1, 2, 3, scroll down a bit, and 4. And once again, you can do all of these. So we've got platforms and all kinds of different platforms here as well. Plus we have grass center. Oh, I do need that one actually. Grass centers in there as well. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. So I'm going to select the top one, and then I'm going to come over to the button that says new tile. So click on this button. Now there is another setting that we have to do, but I'm just going to start by creating the region here. So just click and drag. Now yours will probably be set up to something like I think it's 24 or something like that. So what you do need to do is you need to come over to this option here, this snapping option, and you need to change this step to 70 and this step to 70 so that it matches what we did in the tile map. And once you do that, it will actually form the box that we need to go around the outside. And then you'll probably just need to create that region again just by clicking and dragging, okay, until you get the yellow box around the outside. The next button we need to click is this collision box. So we click on this, and then we click on the square, and then we click and drag inside. And you'll notice now that we have this area selected. And that's it. So let me show you another one. I'm going to show you all of these. So we'll click on the next one. We select new tile. We click and drag. Now, because this is already set up now, we won't have to change any of these anymore. So now let's click on collision, click on the square box, click and drag, and that one's done as well. Let's do the next one. So single tile, click and drag. This does the region, so you notice it's on region. The next one is collision, square box, click and drag. Very, very repetitive. So let's do the next one. Single tile, click and drag, collision, square box, click and drag. Okay, now these ones are slightly different because you're going to be walking up a hill. We actually need the collision to be slightly different. The region's exactly the same, but the collision is different. So single tile, click and drag, and now on the collision, instead of clicking on the square box, we're going to click on this bottom here, this polygon box. Now I'm going to click once in the corner, then click down in the bottom corner, and you'll notice that it's created two dots between them. And then I'm going to finish it by clicking in this corner. So now it will understand, finish by clicking in this corner. Now it will understand that the character has to walk up a hill at this point. Okay, let's do the next one. So single tile, click and drag, collision, square box, click and drag. This is actually the start of the hill, but we don't need to define that. We do need to define this one though. So single tile, click and drag for the region, and then we're going to do the collision, so polygon again. Click in this corner, click in the bottom corner, and then finish it up. Okay, so we have this area. Okay, and that's done. And then the last one, single tile, click and drag, collision, square box, click and drag. Okay, and that's it all done. The best thing you can do now is just press scene and then save all scenes, just to make sure all of those changes are saved. Now, if you want to add more tiles, you can just come into here and you can start adding more tiles just by clicking and dragging, and then you can do the same process again, okay? If you want to get rid of this, it's just a matter of clicking the delete box and it will get rid of that one, okay? Make sure all of our selections are done and we are good to go. Alright, so let's close the tile set by clicking on this button, and now we're going to start adding them to here. So when I click on the tile map this time, it will have all of my tiles set up in this right hand side. And all I need to do is click on one and then drag. And you'll notice it just does my painting for me. Now if we come to this one, we can create the grass top. Now if we want a hill, we can start by starting our hill like this. And then we can do the same for this one. And then we can click on this and we can actually start dragging out a hill. If you want to delete any, it's just a right click and you can actually start deleting them. And once again, if you want to fill in those spaces, you can. And then if you want the grass to fill in even more, you can do that. And by going over the top of them, you can also get rid of the old ones as well. And we missed one here, so let's just finish that off. And then that's how the process goes. Now, the other thing I want to show you is that we are not bound to this area. If we go back to the background image and we zoom in, just rolling the mouse, we can actually make the area of your screen as big as you want. And because this is a platformer, you can literally go as high as you want, as low as you want, as far to the left as you want, as far to the right as you want. And you can really build some complex maps. If you want to go up into the sky and make them jump, you can do that. If you want to go into the ground and do that, absolutely. So your mission now is just to draw out the first part of your map. This is the grass part, and then in future we'll look at things like water and lava and building these more complex scenes. Okay.